Hello, I am in Denmark, 12th of August 2017. My name is Eivind Petersen, and I fascinated about Danish dairy farming and also dairy farming in other countries. They make small films about it. This film is about barley on a dairy farm, and I took an interest in this crop. And I will later explain exactly what it's about. I was told about it, and I thought this is too good. I have to make a film about it. I make many small films, but this one here was interesting. So now we'll just introduce the land to you. There is 15 hectares of land of ripe barley. Very ripe barley. No, not too overripe, but a ripe barley, yeah. And it goes right back to the trees in the ground, in the background. And here in the foreground, pay attention, dairy farmers, whoever see this on the YouTube eller in New Zealand. Tarsild Road, no marking, just towards narrow one, and a what do you call it, berm grass, green grass, but no weeds. There's no weeds on this place, and on the barley field is a monoculture, only what should be there, and absolutely nothing else, not one weed. And that's how we do it. To get paid for your work, not for growing weeds and not for growing weeds. We'll just take a closer look at the whole thing. This is very sandy one. We can see it's been plowed here. And this film is going to be absolutely amazing. It's called Crop Rotation. We'll just look at it closely. Here, the heads are done. I will try to pick some up later. I will just have a pause later, but just for now, I will continue. I have grown up when I was 7-8 years old, around 1940, war years. We could get nothing. Harvesting with a scythe, using the straw as a tie around the bundles, sitting in sits, seeding them out from a sack you held around, and counted your left, right foot so you come out evenly. You can't do it. I've seen them do it, walking so far apart and making almost as good as this. Plowing with horses. Plowing is necessary to kill weeds, insects that feed on this. If there is no plant, clover, weevil, any cigarettes, the butterfly or the cabbage thing, they can only live. If there is no other plants that can survive on, there will be no weeds or no insects, because it's been plowed and buried, and there's nothing they can feed on for next year, for next crop. And this is important, understanding what you're doing and what it's all about. Okay, now enough for introduction. I have thought a long time about this lot. I have to keep talking all the time, and now is a surprise. The farmer have a lot of machinery himself, and he's going to do a lot of himself, but the contractor come in to do the combined harvesting. And he's going very fast, and he's going to house the grain himself. Hopefully no rain before that. And he will be coming in 1 day's time. And he will be taken back to storage without silos, without drying. That's the plan. He has 200 or close to dairy cows, milking cows, and he uses about half a ton a day at the moment. So this will be needed for his own use, not for sale, for milking cows, dairy cows, as part of the menu. Silage is not. These cows are coming out to suffer in sunshine on the green grass every day and dying to get back in to get a proper rest meal and sleeping in a dry bed at night. Now, the surprising thing about this is it's a 4-day event. Harvesting one day, the straw baling next day. The third day was ploughing, harrowing, preparing a seed bed, and the fourth day seeding the next crop. I'm not quite sure what it will be, but it will be a 4-day event. You will see this transformed totally. Wow! Now we'll see if we can succeed in doing Allah willing and good weather forecast and good luck. We can do this in 4 days. I will be so happy to meet you again on YouTube. So pause. This is day 1 of the harvesting. Big phenomenon, the biggest one I've seen so far, the widest one. And make some noise, you can't really go closer. You will not hear what I'm saying. And there's been raining, but it's now, I think, dry enough to have a go. So, now adjusting the time adjustment before it goes. And there will be looks like we'll put a quite big belly on it, so we put time for front of rain, but also a spout in the back to unload. So now it goes. Have a look. Yeah, he's doing the first round on this field. There's 3 of them, and I was a bit mistaken in the introduction. There is 15 hectares, but that is the 3 fields included. This is a different one. Something of interest. Will you zoom up a little bit and see there in the background there is a windmill somewhere. If we find it. Should be there somewhere. And also more windmills. More windmills. More windmills. And would you believe over there in the horizon somewhere? You see it? Yeah. More windmills, and over here in the distance, we'll look at it a bit. More windmills. They're everywhere. They're dotted, but not enough. We need another 10,000 of them to stop Denmark using firewood or burning wood for heating distant cities. It is not climate friendly. Windmills are climate friendly, so clean and tidy, hygienic, and that together with solar panels is the future for our survival and clean air, electric cars. Yes, I love it. But for now, this monoculture here is coming in. We'll just more addition to day 1 and see what happens when I come here and pause. Now he's coming closer after the first round, and I can hardly keep the whole width within a camera, so we just have to take it as that, or see if we can. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. There, okay. Now the farmer Here a plant for this tractor up here, or drive alongside and get it full. He can have 6.2 tons of grain in that trailer he got behind. We'll see that in a minute. Yeah, now it is in going, filling the trailer with the precision driving here, always a lot of ways to get it right in the middle, the same speed, and there won't be one grain wasted. He's driving very slowly, I'm sure. I'll have a look later if there's any waste lying behind or not. I'm critical about waste, but I think this is as good as you can get it. Sun is shining and they are harvesting. I don't know. Found the harvester's tank might be full, but it's being emptied now. Take 6.2 tons off, and the farmer is back to the farm unloading and come back again before he's back up here on the next round around the field. I think he will do that anyway, but he looks like he's driving forward or back from this end. I do not know. We'll find out. I have put here on my knee some axes, that's what it's called in trying to translate it into English, or barley. When I was helping with farming, 20 times the seed sown was considered good. I have counted these, and it looks like there's between 24 and 26 grains on each one. So these four grains have given this result. So it's a bit above what I knew about, but it's probably refined sorts over the years, and he looks quite good. It's not overripe. There's no waste here. I had a look underneath the straw there. I didn't find any. I plucked this of the standing crop. There was nothing lying down, even that the weight of the grains could cause that to happen in heavy rain. But anyway, not bad. Yes, the harvesting finished. All 50 hectares of it, all in one day. It happened day one. We're now on the second day, but we're waiting for the baling machine to come along. And that's also going to be a surprise for most other farmers, but not in Denmark, no. They use that. Let's just examine some of the things in detail. It has not been raining. The straw is dry. And barley straw is soft, as compared with oats, rye and wheat. This is the softest straw of the four grains. And when that goes through the mixing machine for the cows, because then it starts. Like man cannot live on beer alone, cows need something other than just silence, not to get on the stomach. So this is where this enormous value of starch come in. They will eat a whole lot too. Even so, 200 cows, 50 hectares, this farmer will have to buy grain and straw as well for the winter. They will eat it all. Nothing wasted. Now, let's just have a look at the rest of the conclusions we have seen here. Can you see we have along the road 2 rows of straw. Where he turns around, it's a bit hard not to waste anything. But 2 rows. That is done on this enormous machine. So you can turn around and come up again. But when he comes down to one end, he has started turning something. He's not quite straight in the end there, but he needs that to turn this enormous machine around. I'm told that he has enormous amount of screens, electronic screens inside. So every section in the machine will instantly tell him if something is not working perfectly to avoid waste. So far I have not found any grains anywhere. There is nil waste at the moment. This is something in the past, big problem, but not now. Now let's go on further. Can you see where the seeding machine has gone and where the harvester gone? That is exactly where the plow and the seeding machine, everything else, and all the harvesting, they have a plan. The plan is up there. You don't have to steer it. It goes by itself. Exactly. Now, but all electronics, I have a film on YouTube, tractor driving, and it's not has it been car driving, we would have a couple of thousand hits by now, but 5 years, only 16 people will be interested. I think to learn to drive a tractor, or a harvester for that matter, it's also a tractor, it will take about 3 years to learn to drive a tractor. If you can drive a car, it's a disadvantage. You have to get rid of all your tendencies to overtake, go 1k faster than the limit, and everything else. And you don't care about what mechanics have to do, grease nipples, everything on a daily basis, whatever it is. No. To be a tractor driver in modern farming, you take over all the trades completely. Electronics, greasing, everything, and driving straight. So you can be proud of your job. It will take at least 3 years to learn that. Make no mistake about it. You have to go early to bed, no drinking, and be disciplined. No, try it. Chuck away your iPad, your football interest, everything else, and become a professional driver. It's a full-time job, day and night. You dream about it. Now, okay, we'll go and have a look at the baling machine on day 2 of this, I think, very interesting film. Wow. Day 2 we have started, and he's pushing the supply along, tractor, and there's 2 more to go there, and I have not seen a baler yet, but it looks like on day 2 the perfect harvesting, no waste, and now the straw dry, the back in storage. I must tell you something I forgot before. To come by harvester, I'd like to get I think about $1,000 an hour, and it's expensive machine, worth a lot. It's not going to be trusted into somebody that can only drive a racing car. It's just not on. You have to be a professional driver. Make no joke, no mistake about it. Whatever you think about, you know about anything, you know nothing about this. This is money, big money. Danish nation, #1 income farming. So he's going to put another one. He's driving. Yeah. Wow. And now, where the baling machine went, I'll have a look. But we have seen this anyway. The baling started day 2 of this 4-day event. Transformation of the field, crop rotation. Fantastic. Oh. I found the baling machine, bit of surprise to me. He got a trailer behind. Yeah, so he can accommodate passengers, baling passengers, and so when it's a load, the farmer don't have to travel around and find them. They put where is convenient. And just look at this. Over there, one convenient place. And they're stacking this oil trailer high, yeah. You've seen anything before, you haven't seen anything yet. Now, coming back to what I said before, it's not used. driving a tractor, puts a few bales on. Oh look, he has unloaded some there, yeah. And he already got another one coming out. So if somebody argue with me, the person behind the lens will say, I can do that. I can drive a tractor and put that on. See, 2 bales on top, take both of them, put it on a trailer, not a problem. I said, that is not the problem. The problem is much more than that. See the straight straws there? See the ploughing? See the seeding in? The cultivating on the land? And the maintenance of machinery? You did that too. Unless this fit together like a jigsaw puzzle all year round. You're not a tractor driver, you're not just one motion, the whole lot. And furthermore, a car coming along, we just have to wait. Not only that, the machine is, whatever it is, lubricated, cleaned, steam cleaned in the evening, or stored away, sprayed with diesel oil or even painted, and grease staples done. And every morning before breakfast, you tank up and get warm up. Before breakfast, you're ready. It's 4 hours in first gear or second gear, whatever it is. It's very monotonous. No smoking. Yes, discipline. Knowing what you're doing. Knowing the whole thing. Nothing goes wrong. You can't fix there and then. That is tractor driving. Either you are or you're not. So just don't argue with me. Try it. It's so interesting. I have done it for 3 years. I know. Yeah, sun is shining, and this is exactly where we started. This is day 3 of crop rotation. The bales are gone, and nowadays only a straw. But there's something of a nuisance, a little bit of, let's just have a look. Exactly where. I think there are heaps of straw which was not collected by the baler. But over here, day 3 are continuing, and it's going quite good. It's being ploughed. So far. And yeah, I've been told at 3 o'clock this afternoon we're having a cup of coffee. But the 15 hectares. And this is father and son. The father retired. He just helped a little bit. The son attended to the dairy cows, 200 of them, and the father come and help a little bit, for example, with ploughing. So this is a sort of an old man's pastime on a good day. So now, apart from the bundles of straw which sticks up here and there, and also another thing, this is an old-fashioned plough in modern farming because it end here is zigzag. The first plough goes in and they all go in at the same time, and so the modern ones have each got a hydraulic hose, so they all go in first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever it are, and you do not have that zigzag effect. So when you finish at the end here, there will be all done. But the unfortunate thing with zigzag is to get the whole lot you have to do something being ploughed already. That means something is going to return twice, and that is a little bit short of perfection. But I will just have a look, go further. We haven't close to perfection, but of course modern machinery costs money, and let's have a look at the rest of it. I think this dark sandy soil, can you see the difference here between the zigzag effect out to here and into there and out to there, and that is his marker for coming back across the end. In Denmark, we do not, under no circumstances, plough round. There is no exception. If I implement it in the ground, you do not touch the steering wheel. You go straight as much as you can, because the strain on the arms and everything is fantastic. If you want to wear the tool out before time, yes, go round, and every time you turn, this here will sit on the edge, and the wheat will survive. The insect will survive, and the weeds themselves will survive too. But here, look up with it. I think we got going, good as you get it. Under the circumstances on day 3, yes, we have succeeded. So I hope for good weather tomorrow. We'll see the seeding, the final thing of crop rotation, new crop going in. Now he comes back in the distance. We will just see how this machinery works. Pause. There he comes now, and going down on the rails, preparing to turn the implements off the ground. These are 4 support will come down by itself, and he are turned, put the wheels into the furrow, and it goes down. Now, it is not acceptable to turn around. This here, the wear on the machinery and everything is practically nothing. Traffic. And I think here he got a very good start, perfect. But there's a little marker going to something on the side, I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks like day 3 will be finished. Afternoon coffee and working late perhaps, but it will be done. And if I can get a 4-day event in crop rotation, I think it's really something. Yeah, wow. This is day 3. The ploughing, I think, will be finished in a few hours. And this here is a leveling, harrowing thing, multi-rolling, leveling, everything else in one go. He is now busy doing this, and the reason for this is that unexpectedly the gods, Allah included, had all ideas, and we infidels had to cheek working even on Sunday. But anyway, it rained. Thor and Odin was also involved, and the work stopped for most of yesterday. So now the sun is shining, we'll catch up, and hopefully see you again in day 4. It has been revealed to me what the next crop in the crop rotation will be, but it will be a secret until then. See you then, bye. It is now an hour later, and the work has progressed quite considerably. And here comes the multi-purpose machine. Flattening, leveling, harrowing, rolling, all in one action. And I think it does a good job. It was not even before it comes out. Quite good. This is necessary because the next crop, or any crop really, that has to be cut. It is important they can have the crop cut as close to the surface of the soil as possible, rather than leaving half of it uncut. It is important to understand that no crop in Denmark get any more older than 3 years. And it is by law with dairy farming, you must have a rotation of 3 different crops. This farmer here had not really had barley before very much, but he does this year because he more economically could grow it himself than buying straw and grain. Both these 2 tractors here belong to the farmer. The combine harvester and the seeding machine will be done by contractor. It looks like with this weather here, we almost be able to start day 4 today. I don't know, in another hour they'll be way over half finished. Our plowing is almost finished. And yeah, good going. It's still some time before midday. Now pause. I'm inside the cow factory. Sunshine, good day, so good weather outside. And here is the milking cows by here. This is the manure cleaning operation. I think there's 4 rows of that. They can be controlled from there. At the moment, it is one over here where the young calves are. They stay here from their born until some years old. So they enjoy the good life. Just have a look. They have a bed of straw and the bedding machine up here, putting fresh straws in once a day as needed. And there is the operation of manure cleaning. It falls down underneath and be put over in a huge tanks outside for when the sides have been harvested. It comes outside. Here is the stainless steel bringing troughs, and there are the beds. Now we'll just have a look and see what has happened to the harvest we have done last few days. And there's a bay here, it's full of it. I'm not sure. Go closer to get into the camera. How many tons there's there? But it's about half of what is this. The other half is somewhere else, in a different building. It's barley. According to Danish farming understanding, to divide the food to the cows for the purpose of understanding the daily menu. Been decided many years ago, the barley was the main crop, that 1 kilo of barley was to be considered to be 1 food unit. Now a cow would need so much for its own upkeep, keeping warm and walking about, so on, plus many other things like water, air and what have you. But you cannot live on barley alone, so maybe a couple of kilos for each cow, and then you have to consider other things. And there's 2 other things here, which is byproduct or something else. I know it might be one called sunflower, or what do you call it, in rape, leftovers from pushing food oil. I'm not quite sure. But here is then a machine which crushes the barley. You cannot feed the barley as it is to the cows. It needs to be crushed. So here it is half oats and half grain. It had been crushed. Now it is digestible. And the farmer uses 200 cows, between 500 and 600 kilos a day. Okay. The other result from the harvest is over here, the high bales, stacked high. They're quite big, and they can only be moved with a tractor. But they're using one here, and as you can see, it has been through the combined harvester. Now it is a soft, smashed up thing from what it was a couple of days ago. And this is all going to be mixed into this machine, which is with a very heavy drive shaft, make a lot of noise, you cannot hear anything, and spread out along the race, the doors either end. So drive very slowly, maybe half a k an hour, and spread this 5-6 ton of mixture, silage, barley, that, and straw, and a few things from this section. We'll have a look later. And this spread out in a little dike there, and they will consume that, all of it, of course. Here is then the silage by, and it was heavy rain during the night. You can see some of the leftovers here they've been running down here, but the whole floor is sloping all the way, and it's dry. There's no way anything can stand here for long. It runs away as fast as it comes down. But the elements are put up on either side, and the whole silage is enclosed in an envelope of plastic and protected that way. It should be forbidden by law to produce silage in any other way. It's and unhygienic, and a lot of waste if it touches the ground or anything like that, or if you water get into it, or even if you used car tires that have not been cut off, just the side used. Now here you consider this is corn or maize silage from last year, and this has a nice smell to it. There will be, when mixed with straw, barley and other goodies, not 1 gram waste, nil waste. So therefore, whatever had grown on the land, put labor into, you get a lot. The world's best farmers, dairy farmers, are of course in New Zealand, where a bale of hay or grass straw is, because most of New Zealand is not hay, it's grass straw, harvested after the grass has set head when it suits the contractor. But the world's best farmers do that. They roll it out in the mud and cows jump on top of it. And there is, I think, a certain percent waste is included in that, but not here. Nil waste. So that's it. That's how it should be. Not be allowed any other way, everywhere. And a complete envelope protecting from the rain and weather, used up every day. So whatever is exposed will always be used up very fast. Of course. This is the car tire, truck tires rather, big car, and the middle are being cut out. Now if you can see, lying down, I'll put it in that way. Nil water can stand in it. There's still some weight, okay? Any other way, you invite mosquitoes and all sorts of food, and water will run down into the silage. Oh no, I think by law in Denmark, you can only do this. If you use whole car tires, you will lose the right to have dairy cows. That is a dirty, unbecoming way for any gentleman to do that to a cow. This is the rest of the harvest. Goes nearly right back to the back of it. I think there's some hay bales in the very back there, but otherwise it's a huge heap. Probably, well, I think double as big, or 3 times as big as other stuff in the cow factory. Good word for it, the only word for it. It's a cow factory here. And there is the straw bales, also more than what is inside. The farmer informs me that this will not be enough for a whole year. He consider buying more, both barley and straw later. So that is how you achieve 10,000 liters per cow plus a calf, all in 12 months. That cow becomes a factory unit and have a good life, living inside, shelter from the weather. Don't have to walk long distance and races in not mud, but manure, mixed mud, and not having the tits washed. It's tidy, hygienic, producing a very fine food, milk. Yeah. So, pause. Here is the mixing tank for the gullies for the cows going to be filled. I cannot really go closer and still talk. You won't be able to hear me. But we will go closer and have a look, and you have to look for yourself without hearing me. Wait. So 6 tons, nearly, yeah, give or take 2 kilos, is now here. And the cows suffering in the sunshine and green grass out there they know it is here. Also something else in, just have a look. 15 kilos of lime and hydrocarbonate, many other goodies, and something over there, whatever. It's all here, nearly a sack of each. Doesn't quite say. Okay, but it's there. And here they are. All 200 of them. See that? They're not eating grass. They're suffering, lying down waiting. This cow standing in the mud. This one here. No. Somebody should phone SPCA and put an end to this suffering. Fancy being put out here in the hot sunshine when they could be in enjoying the factory life. Yeah. So the world's best dairy farmers would never do it like that. Let them suffer like this. They will see them working in the mud. How is it going to get the feet clean? Hey. No, okay, you've seen that. There they are. They're wasting no time coming in. There is a electric wire, and all the farmer had to do was with a little handle take that wire away, and would you believe they waste no time coming in to the good life. They know what's good for them. Look at that. There is no dogs, no quads, no fence as such. And, but there is something. Top yield and nil waste. So that's what you have to beat. And this is a family affair, husband and wife. No staff, no outgoings, no changes. You decide the expenses, because if you employ somebody, the whole economic picture changes endlessly. Anyway, so you've seen that this little bit away from the 4-day crop rotation, I think, was necessary just to understand what it's about. In the background is a corn, quite tall and dense, and it is going to be harvested and filling up that side of Spy again completely. And so tomorrow we will have a look, but now we'll just investigate, reveal the secret for tomorrow. Here it is, a whole pallet of it, and let's have a look. Grass seed. 30 kilos per hectare, and I think that should be enough for that lot. Loads of swallows in here, nest everywhere. And there used to be pigs in here, but not anymore. Lots of ventilation, I think. But anyway, now it's used for other purposes. No more pigs in this farm, only dairy cows. But difficult to use with all the swallows and birds here. There's a lot of excrements. Anyway, see the birds? Hear them squealing, the young ones? Not many flies in this place. Aye. So, finally, day 4 in the 4-day crop rotation in Denmark, 2017. It's August. Now the sun is shining, the field is ready, all 15 hectares, if I remember rightly, of it. They were finished late last night. Leveled, plowed, and well, when the start, harvested, taken away and stored, and the baling of the straw, and now the last thing showing in with grass and clover. But something happened. It always does. Halfway through this lot, a very hefty rain shower flooded low areas and certainly put a stop to driving and all sorts of other things. But even more important, the contractor who now was going to come today to see it in, or maybe half a day's work, and we're going to finish this film, are now, he believes, totally committed to catch up on harvesting grain, barley or wheat for other farmers before this can become top of the urgent list again. So therefore I have to leave, and you'd have to imagine it was or is a 4-day event. It's just that the first 3 days are not connected to the 4th day, and I haven't got the opportunities. But you can imagine a seeding machine which does everything and also rolling behind. And we'll find you. Now in this bit mixed up 4-day event, a few other things to the disbelievers, in particular the person behind the lens that think he can drive a tractor and do not need 3 years tractor school to learn it. I have news for him too, and the rest of you who do not believe this absolutely firmly. You need to travel to a country like this to stay working for 3 years to be convinced that nothing less will do. And I will just show you in the next sequence a few examples of why I firmly believe that, and that will also make you very doubtful if you in fact are capable of driving a tractor. See you then. Here is, as I promised, a number of examples. You can see it. This case is rye, and it has been a combined harvester have been in here with after my not completely perfect driving, but nevertheless, for it's not completely perfect either, is a number of ashes with I think a considerable waste of grain. Look, here, there. It's not my understanding of perfection, but this is only the beginning of it. You ain't seen nothing yet. There is a green shine here. What is that? I know what it is. It is rye sprouting and growing again. Why? Because of a fertilizer called ammonia, or saltpeter as also known, and super very long here. Here, not good. But anyway, also very short in fact. So a bit of firmer control with the handles. Here is the answer. See, it's lying down. The grain is lying down. And why that is, it's because you got too much fertilizer. It got top heavy before it was ripe. And complications with harvesting, the result is it grows again. Yeah, not good. They are still standing, still ripe. It looks to me that some of this could also just be grass, but nevertheless, lying down is no good. It's a lot of waste, doesn't dry out. So that is one of the reasons you should know the level of fertilizer applied at the right time, the right quantity is too much. The whole crop lies down. You can see it here. Of course, the harvester cannot pick that up. See it here? See it here? Is something to be learned about this? I think so. Here is another example. Weeds. There's a patch here. Quite distinct patch. See it there? It is not a thistle, but it's certainly one that will develop into a similar thing like thistles. See one here. See there. Into a thing that will fly about in the wind. It's a crop of barley, ripe and certainly look like very high yield. Is bordering on beginning to lie down. So there's two things. One here is just on the top of what you can take of ammonia and also the weeds. Now, what will the tractor driver do? What have you got to do with him? What can he do about it? Where we came from, what did he do about it? When there was only one there, he should have gone off his tractor and pulled it out. Can you pull these things out? And then let's have a look. See if it's possible. There's one here. And now it's got thorns on it. Yeah, it's a thistle. I don't really want to, but I think it might be possible to pull one out. Or using chemical weed killers or whatever, some sort of action, not just ignore it. I think, is it possible? Last year there was only one. I think it could be possible. Next year, what would that look like? It needs to be prevented rather than just doing something about it. That there's nothing there, you don't have to do anything. This, where we came from, is 100% what do you call it? No waste, you get the whole lot. Here, yes, you have a problem with the combine harvester sorting that out in the machinery. And the weeds, if they get ripe, will also either be spread or go on in the grind sacks. So that's another thing. We'll go on to the next example. The next example, also a barley field, good crop, ripe, ready to harvest, but it got another weed in it. And this time, a tractor driver's problem, or reason for bad understanding. And this weed is a type of grass. It stands in rows in the field, not just along here. The field had gone out, so here been plowed and seeded, and there it is, tall, in a row. The row goes right up, over there, along, right up, and I can see on the other side too, and in various places. This weed is called couch. It have long roots. You can chop them up, they all grow, and it is a problem. What to do about it? Yes, how is the combine harvester going to cope with something of different lengths and no filling up? I don't know, but this is not good, and certainly non-existent in our 4-day crop rotation event. There is just nothing there, but it is here. So not only can it be avoided, but it can also be a problem. If that spreads even further, a big problem for next crop and what have you. So there's something that you understand there too. Do you not agree? Yeah, we are in luck. Day 4, unexpectedly, they turned up, and the seed had been put in. 30 kilos per hectare. There's a tractor driver. Go and have a look at everything is working. And bigger tank for other types of grains. And quite a fantastic type of machinery. it is not quite enough. The farmer needs leveling and rolling as well to make it perfect. But apart from that, there's various maintenance to be done by expert truck driver. This is a bit different from when I was double back wheels and not to put too much weight on, so the weight is spread over a larger area. Otherwise you can make tracks in softer ground and that's not level then. Compacting is it's not good. It should be a limit to that. And loads of hoses here with it, spreading it. Yeah, as you see. So we achieved it. Day 4. Crop rotation. Wow. The 17th of August 2017. So now we see that what I put other things about Ossing. I will do another example of that before I finish and then come with my conclusions about this matter. See you in pause. The seeds are being filled in. He already put a couple of sacks in. Here comes another one. This contracting is a little bit different from the jobs I had. That was a live-in basis, either 6 months or 12 months, board and 3 square meters a day supplied. And there you had to sort of be on call 7 days a week. You with emergency thing because you had the power to drag everything out if you got stuck. Did you know if you are going to haul a tree stump out of apple tree being cut down, so haul it out with a tractor? Don't. Please don't. You kill yourself. The way to do it is to drive front up to it and a cable from the back underneath the tractor. Then it cannot tip over and fall on top of you. Many tractor drivers did not live to talk about that. Many. This is a human logic. You cannot gain experience from that, you die. So therefore, I'm telling you, don't try to hold something hard out with the tow bar or of the tractor, so-called, and a cable or chain to it. It is dangerous. The tractor is strong enough in first gear to tip over totally, and you will be at the bottom and they on top. It's not that the tractor driver has to be on top at all times, not underneath it. So don't forget that part of it, that part of learning to drive a tractor too. Right. There he comes, the marker where he's driving after, marking so he can get the right thing. Now he will get right down in the corner. Lifted up, hydraulically, enormous weight. There's weight on front of the tractor, counterweight. So now, I should imagine he will reverse back into this corner again, but he's not quite as fast. The seating is right at the back, and the marker can stay to the same side. Or will he go back where he came from? Yeah, he looks like it. So now, yes, he will reverse back. Right there, so there. He got screens, you can see inside exactly what's happening on the behind. The marker come into place, and off he goes. He's calculating about 2 hours to do this lot. Not bad, eh? A new paddock. In 3 years' time it will cloud again. The 3-year crop rotation. It functions, it works, no waste, no weeds. Perfect. Wow. Here is the last sequence of the crop rotation film, if you like, or the art of driving a tractor. This crop here is rye. Yeah, I have been looking and trying to understand some of it, detective thing to find out all about it, or what has happened. And yeah, there are kernels in it, look quite good. When he's lying down, flattened. Wide, and some is standing up. There are some windmills in the background. They, yeah, there are two of them. And some old Viking graves from past times. The stones have been robbed for building churches or whatever they did. Nil respect for graves. And the windmills is about the only thing that work perfectly here. The rest of it is in a terrible state. Let's have a look further go over here. Yeah, there have been a combine harvester in here, but not long ago. And have a look, made an attempt. And so far, here, see, it stopped again. Heap of straw. And looks like there have been even a further attempt further back. And more lying down everywhere. My guess is, whose fault is that? Because they're certainly not successful. It was in other, where we came from, totally successful. Bit more understanding, I think, we're not going to miss here. Avoid, to the art of tractor driving is to avoid mishaps like this, foresee it. So, some of these, let's have a wild guess. You can then decide if it's right or not, because it might not be right. But I have a guess that all plants need something to live on, this included. So how much should it be given of ammonia, for example? Too much, he's going to lie down because he gets top heavy, and perhaps there's a reason that a long line up and then a long line up where he's not lying down. And let's have a look. Perhaps we're on the right track here. Yes, I think so. Again, here, an even width where it's standing up. And let's go further. Would you believe? Let's have a look. A long line where he's lying down. Could that be the tractor driver's fault? Or will the rye grain plant behave like he was motivated like a tractor? I don't know. But I believe, I think, little more understanding what you're on about, what a plant needs, doing it right, he should come out right and not totally wrong. He could hardly be more stupid than this. So now, revise your thoughts. Are you such a good tractor driver? You could avoid mishaps like the last three things I've shown you, because that takes at least 3 years of experience to avoid mishaps like this, because you can only achieve experience by doing it for about 3 years. So stop arguing about it. Learn it if you want to be a professional tractor driver that cannot be caught out by mishaps or mistakes, because he knows how it should be done. So there, driving a car is not enough. It's in fact better if you cannot drive a car. You have got tendency to drive a tractor like a car. It's not on, it's a machine, not a car. See you then.